Hello everybody, it is still Sunday the 29th of January and there's something I should have talked about in my video before. Now be aware this is the second video for today, so please watch the other one as well. So I want to talk about us being in a state of unconsciousness because we can and absolutely can reach that state. And I mean, looking at this world at the moment, we can see that a lot of humanity is in a state of unconsciousness. And then you wonder how this state is being produced. And we're being led to the wrong understanding of how we function and how that state is being produced. Again, I want to talk about the Hawkins scale that was on the Inspired channel yesterday. And there, the states of consciousness and unconsciousness were divided in a way that if you are in the higher emotions of compassion, of joy, you are in a conscious state. You're in the expanding state, you're in a conscious state. And that if you are in the lower emotions of anger and fear and such, that you are in an unconscious state. And that is not how it works. That is absolutely not how it works. We are both the energy of the rational thought, the problem-solving part of ourselves, and we are the energy of our emotions, which I don't think are just energy given to us, but they have an intelligence of, that energy has got an intelligence of its own. So there's these two parts of us coming together to create a fuller picture of the situation that we are in. But again, the emotional energy will give you energy to react to that situation. So we are, and it seems to be, to me, that the more we are in the rational state, the less emotion there is. The more we are in an emotional state, the less rational thought is in us at that moment. So it is a sliding scale again. The state of complete unconsciousness is a state of complete imbalance. There is one there too much and not enough of the other. That is what produces unconsciousness, and you can be unconscious in compassion every bit as much as you can be unconscious in anger or wrath. It doesn't really matter. It does not depend on the emotion, just the amount to which it's there. Now we are being ruled over. They are playing us like fiddles. They're putting thoughts into our heads and they are creating emotions in us. Yeah? So we are the artificial intelligence, because these states are artificially created in us by them. So we really must understand ourselves and work ourselves correctly. Now, let's go again with anger, which was my video before. If your rational thought has seen the situation around you, and it knows there's injustice, and it knows there's danger, and you are running on an energy of fear and anger, reacting to danger and injustice, which is justified. If your rational mind has worked it out correctly, it is justified. So then you should react on that. And really, your rational mind has to be there to work out a logic and a good way of going up against it. Yeah? But you keep suppressing the energy. You keep suppressing the energy until it builds up and it becomes wrath and the dam breaks. Now the more, as I said, the more the energy is there, the less the rational thought is there. And then by the time you're in complete wrath, you're down to only one or two thoughts that you can function on. And in wrath, it would be go up against something. Yeah? That's the only thought you have left in your head. Just go up against it with the fullness of your energy of wrath. And then again, at that point, the thought of what you should be going up against, is that actually your thought, are you being pointed towards something? Because that is how people are being used when the mob forms. Yeah, and they're going out in mindless wrath, burning down shops and destroying everything around them. Was the target? Have they actually worked the target out themselves, or was that given to them? Are they being used like machines? Their energies, their thought and their emotion being used like machines. They're being programmed to do that. So that is then the unconscious thought when you when you are completely in wrath and there's very little thought left. And then, even better, the thought is not even your own. That would be a fully unconscious state. But you can get into the same state in compassion. And Jesus did. He was totally unconscious. And again, his ego, the bad ego, stepped out of the way. Yeah, for myself I ask nothing. I'm doing as I'm told. I'm the fullness of compassion. And, then everybody is glory, hallelujah. He overcame the ego. He opened the door through which all can enter in, meaning we're all going to heaven. No, heaven is coming to earth. His ego stepped out of the way. There was very little rational thought left. And then that stepped out of the way so he could be ruled over by something else. He left an empty space for something else to come in and then direct his emotions. And he was fully unconscious and compassionate. Yeah? We are not going to heaven, folks. Heavens are coming to earth. You're leaving a space empty for another ego to come in and rule over you. That's what you're doing. And it was that ego that drove him to self-destruct on the cross. Which, if there had been a rational human thought still in that body, you wouldn't do that. So this is state of consciousness and unconsciousness. It does not depend on the emotion that you're in the emotional state. Your emotion is a reaction to something that is happening outside of you. I mean, you're not always right. You can go into anger and find out you had the wrong end of the stick. That's why you have your rational thought to look at that. Yeah? Am I justified in that emotion? But at the moment, I would say we're full on justified. Yeah? But as I said, we really need to do something. Use our energy in the correct way as long as our rational mind is still functioning. But if we're being driven more and more into the emotion and our, first of all being driven into the emotion, and secondly our rational thought through propaganda, we're being given thoughts that are not our own, but we're being ruled over by something else, to the point where we are in a corner and we're coming out in fear or we're coming out in wrath. We shouldn't get to that state. We should not get to that state. If we solve a problem before it becomes that big, then we should not get into these really high emotional states. But the only way we can do that is by using ourselves in our entirety. Yeah? And good and bad is not compassion good, anger bad. That's not how it works. Good is to have the right emotion at the right time to the right amount and let it give to you. It is your servant. And that is a state of full consciousness. And that can happen on any emotion, depending on the situation. Completely unconscious is that you're the fullness of an emotion, and even better, have somebody else's thought driving you, that's fully unconscious. And you can be that in compassion every bit as you can be it in anger. It does not depend. It's not one good, the other bad. That's not how it works. Anyway, I want to leave it at that for today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.